Sometimes, when someone compliments you, your first instinct is to shrink. You laugh it off, change the subject, say it was nothing. And even when the praise is genuine, something inside you still tightens. Not because you hate attention, but because being seen feels strangely unsafe. You might spend years working hard, trying to be enough for everyone around you. Yet the moment someone finally says, "I'm proud of you," your brain reacts like it heard a warning instead of warmth. Why? Why does appreciation feel uncomfortable for some people, while criticism feels familiar? The answer has less to do with confidence than you think, and more to do with what your nervous system learned love was supposed to feel like. There's a very specific kind of emotional confusion that happens when you grow up receiving attention, mainly through performance. Good grades, being mature, being helpful, being easy to manage. You learned how to become valuable, but maybe not how to simply be valued. Psychology calls this conditional validation. Your brain slowly connects approval with achievement, not existence. So over time, praise stops feeling emotional. It becomes transactional. Your mind quietly asks, "What did I do to deserve this?" And underneath that question, another one hides. If I stop performing, will this disappear too? That fear changes the way compliments land inside you. Instead of feeling warmth, you feel pressure. Instead of connection,
Someone says your work is impressive. Immediately, your brain searches for flaws. They're overestimating me. A friend says you're kind. You suddenly remember every time you weren't. Someone admires your personality, and now you feel anxious around them because you're afraid they've created a version of you you can't maintain. This is called cognitive dissonance. The brain becomes uncomfortable when outside feedback clashes with an internal self-image. And if your internal self-image was built during years of emotional criticism, praise can feel psychologically inconsistent, almost suspicious. Research in neuroscience shows the brain prefers familiarity over positivity. That means even painful emotional patterns can feel safer than unfamiliar kindness. Your nervous system doesn't ask, "Is this good for me?" It asks, "Is this predictable?" And if unpredictability existed in your early relationships, your brain may have learned to stay emotionally cautious, even around affection, especially around affection. Because affection creates vulnerability. Now suddenly someone sees you positively, which means they also have the power to stop seeing you that way. That possibility alone can trigger anxiety.
Competent, reliable, self-aware. But internally, they feel like emotional imposters, always preparing for the moment people finally realize. The timing of compliments influences which neural networks activate. This pattern is deeply connected to something called self-verification theory. The brain prefers feedback that confirms existing beliefs about the self, even negative ones. So if deep down you believe you are inadequate, criticism feels believable. Praise feels unstable. Your mind tries to reject information that threatens the identity it already understands. Not because it enjoys pain, because consistency feels psychologically safer than change. The brain is less like a truth detector and more like a pattern protector. That's why healing this pattern is not about forcing confidence. It's about teaching the nervous system that positive attention is survivable. Slowly, repeatedly, without performance. So how do you actually begin changing this? Not theoretically, practically. The first step is noticing your reflex before correcting it. When someone compliments you, watch what happens internally. Do you deflect? Joke? Dismiss it immediately? That reaction often happens automatically through conditioned neural pathways. The brain loves shortcuts, and self-rejection can become one of them. So instead of forcing yourself to believe the compliment, simply pause for 2 seconds longer than usual. That small pause interrupts the automatic defense response,